Welcome back, and in fact, welcome back to part 2 of our 11-part series on which padlocks are the worst and which are the best. Avoided at all cost because they are so poor. Building up to number 11, which will be the best padlock that I have in stock, and the one that I would most likely recommend you use, but all depending on environment and location and the security level that you need. Now yesterday, number 1, we looked at this. We knew it was appalling, we discussed why it was a load of rubbish, and it was thrown back in the bin. So today we are looking at this one. Now at first looks, it does seem quite good. It's made up of many metal plates, all of which have a slightly different cut inside. So manufacturing wise, they can rearrange all of these plates into 100 different combinations, and it will give a different combination variants every time for different keys. So different keys, different padlocks, you're not going to get them duplicated. I like the long shackle because it gives you more options of where to put it and how to put it. You can put it on different size and length chains, you can put it on gates, you can put it on doors, you can put it on many places because the long shackle is very good. When you put on the scales, it weighs nearly half a pound, so it is in fact quite a good weight for a padlock. Unfortunately, although it says hardened, it probably is very cuttable with bolt cutters because it's a very thin shackle. There's hardly anything to it and it would not put up much resistance at all. Now looking at the bottom, it wouldn't immediately strike you that it's going to be very easy to pick, but it is, because on the inside of these plates there are little gaps between them so that when the key goes in, it gets blocked by the metal in some places and is allowed to pass through in other places and release the mechanism. But what they haven't done is they haven't protected the mechanism at the top. So ultimately what is inside at the top here is one piece of metal that is holding the shackle in place. And because this padlock is spring-loaded, as you can see here, it makes it excuse me, much easier to pick because there is a resistance force which you can feel and fight against. A lot of the high security padlocks are not spring-loaded and are much harder to pick. So we get a simple comb pick, we put it straight inside and we twist it, and that's it. That's all it takes, and it's open. So we close it again for a minute and we look at this. Now this, as you can see, fits nicely with the plates here, and as it goes round, it will make sure that it doesn't touch any of the parts in the internal mechanism designed to stop the wrong key going in. The gaps are big enough to pass through them, but also the most important thing is this one piece at the top, because it simply goes in, pushes on one peg, and that's it. It's unlocked. So number 2 on the scale of absolute rubbish. And if you have one of these, I would implore you to get rid of it straight away. I wouldn't buy one, I wouldn't use one, and I certainly wouldn't replace any other lock with one of these. So number 2 on the scale, in the bin it goes. Now next week we will be looking at this one. Another round shackle style lock, another wobbly little sort of locking bolt at the top, but with a nice metal weatherproof cover. A little more thought has gone into this one. So we will discuss this further and fully next week, including the keys, which as you can see, have barely any teeth on at all, so would be very easy to pick. So that's it for part 2. I hope you've enjoyed watching, and if you have, please do feel free to subscribe, and if you liked the video today, do hit the thumbs up so I know that this is the sort of thing that you'd like to watch. So thank you for watching, and I look forward to you joining me in part 3, when we'll be discussing this one and taking it apart in more detail. Thank you.